What's good, fam? Yes, we are back. The duo is back, baby. Yes, it's not Monday, it's Wednesday. And we did that for a reason. We changed up the days. We'll talk a little bit about that. But I want to make sure that you stay tuned because this evening I have the pleasure of interviewing Free and asking him how he is able to juggle a business and being in a relationship. It's
Mm,
work life balance, baby.
work
Let's get to
life.
talking about it today. All right, people. Yes, it's Wednesday, not Monday. We decided that in the interest of our football lovers, that we would switch to Wednesdays during the football season because we have Monday night football where we have to watch the Indianapolis Colts.
Is that what it was?
Yes, I know I am living in Texas and I am a Colts fan, but I am born and raised in Indiana, went to school in Indiana, so I bleed the blue. I'm a Colts fan all the way through.
Hey, and
You?
we're not gonna judge you for it. We're
Oh!
gonna embrace you because it's Texas number one and it's football. So I don't even care who you root
True,
for. It's football and
true.
it's back.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad. As long as you get to watch some football, you can root for whoever you want to root for.
Who you rolling with?
So I
Oh,
gotta
that was a
ride.
long deep breath.
I gotta ride with the home team, of course. I mean, I even have
Okay.
season tickets, so I go out and I support, the Texans.
Okay.
But you know what? I am a fan of defense, so I like to watch
Ah.
really good football. So growing up, I was a fan of the Steelers. Of course, I was a
Mhm.
fan of the Oilers, but I had to watch it in the room by myself because everybody in the house going for the Oilers. But I like the defense
Yeah.
of the Steelers, so I mean, but I gotta ride for the house though. So H sign all the way.
Oh, good for you.
Now, do you
Gotta
do
go
you
see
have
the
any
game.
rivalries in your house, being that you're from Indiana?
Of course I do. My husband is a 49er fan
Oh man.
through and through. Like the room I'm in, I wish y'all could see it. It's 49er down. I mean, we've got seats from the old stadium in here. We've got bricks from the new stadium in here. I'm telling you, he's 49er for life. And it doesn't help that, they got songs. We hear those all the time. Thank you. Shout out to why can't I get his name out? The rapper.
For San Francisco?
Yes. E40.
Oh,
Shout
oh,
out to
oh,
E40 and his Niner banger, and we bank it like almost every Sunday.
okay, okay. Hey, you know what? There's some Houston ties with the 49ers then because our coach, he left, he
Yeah.
played here, he left, he became a coach. Now he's back here as the head coach, straight from the 49ers last year. So we got a couple of 49ers on our roster.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
hey,
definitely.
little connection there.
I mean, since we're talking about sports, so today is Kobe Bryant's birthday,
Yeah.
and they have dedicated the city of LA has
Mm,
dedicated tomorrow
mhm,
as Kobe Bryant Day
mm,
for I guess 8 and 24 his
yeah.
key number. So 8/24 is now Kobe Bryant Day, and today I think he would have turned 45. I think they said.
Mm, Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. They are lighting the city up in
Mm,
purple and gold tomorrow. I think like one of the iconic Ferris wheels in LA
mm.
is going to be lit up.
Purple and
So
gold.
yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm all for cities. I'm not going to say dedicating a day or whatever, but definitely showing love to their
Mhm.
athletes that have really made a difference in their city. Somebody like Kobe, that
Yeah.
he transcended the game. So, you know, everything that he contributed not only to the game, but then to the city. Then you look back at people like LeBron. I mean, when he retires, he's definitely going to have a legacy wherever that is. But look what he did for the city of Cleveland. They never had a championship in any sport, brought them a championship. And
Yeah.
went back home to Ohio and started up his academy. So it's not that these athletes these days
Mhm.
are just being recognized for what they do on the court. They're being recognized for what they contribute to society. And I mean, hey, I'm all for it. Back when we were growing up, we had one of my favorites was Charles
Yeah.
Barkley. And you know what he always said? I'm not a role model. And
Yeah. Yeah.
why you're not a role model? You're up in that spotlight where people, not only kids, but people are watching you.
Are watching.
They're
Yeah.
they're seeing what you do. But us as people have to realize they're humans too. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I mean, big shout out to the players today embracing that society side and
Mhm.
getting recognized for it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I'd love to see the pictures because I know tomorrow LA will probably do it up for
Oh yeah.
Kobe.
Oh yeah.
It'd be cool. Yeah. Uh, did you know a lot? There's multiple places, multiple companies, and a school
Mm,
that now are implementing masks
mm,
again. Are you
mm.
ready for the mass? Because apparently there is an uptick in the in COVID with COVID cases. I think they said it's up by 12%.
I
At
mean,
least those going into the hospital
mm,
for COVID. And Morris Brown, a university in Atlanta, implemented a mandate for masks, at least for the week, and they shut down all large gatherings. Apparently,
mm,
they have an uptick in COVID cases as well. And then another company, Lionsgate in Hollywood, they basically was like, look, you got to have a medical grade mask, and you can only take it off if you are eating and you are alone.
mm. Man,
Man, you think this is about to be another pandemic?
I don't think so. And the main reason I don't think so, I don't think the people gonna go for it. Y'all got us once. Y'all got us once for 2 years. And I don't want to say y'all got us because that would imply that they pulled one over on us and the disease was actually very real.
Mm,
um but I think now we're more knowledgeable about how to handle it. From what I understand, this variant isn't supposed to be as deadly, but it is supposed to be highly contagious. So
uh,
I'm all for doing what we got to do to protect ourselves. And they
yeah.
said 2 years ago, well, I'll say maybe a year and a half ago, that COVID is just now the new flu for us.
Hmm.
So remember, the flu at one time was an epidemic.
Yeah.
Then we acclimated to it, understood it, and I think it's going to be the same thing for COVID. So I don't think we'll go back to the extremes that we were, but I
Hmm.
think they will start to hold people accountable for protecting themselves.
Mm, okay. You ready to mask up?
Um, yeah, why not? Hey, it became an accessory.
You know, I mean, I was going up in church and The mothers on the mother's board was bling blinging, and the mask was matching the outfit. I said, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay."
the mask became the new church hat.
Basically, it was. It really was.
Yeah, but like I say, I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, yeah. I hope we don't get back to that stage where we have to wear masks all the time. It was just uncomfortable. But I understand why we did it. And I have to say, a lot of people didn't get sick. A lot of people didn't get
Mm,
the flu. A lot of people didn't get cold. I think because we were being more cautious, and therefore we weren't passing a whole lot of stuff on. So
mm.
I don't know. We'll see. But I'm not ready to wear a
And
mask
I
again.
hope people did realize that, the mask, it didn't prevent you from getting it. It was
Hmm.
preventing you from spreading it.
Yeah.
So it is something that the individual has to partake in themselves, not because someone will give it to them, but we don't know if you got it, number one, and if you got it, we don't want you to spread
Once
it.
you gonna
So
spread it.
it's
Yeah.
for you, it's not to protect you from other people.
Very good point to make. Very good point. So we know what y'all came here for. Tonight, we are going to have a deep conversation about business,
Mm.
about romance, and
And
everything in between.
in between.
And Free has the experience and is going to share with us the ups and downs of being in a relationship while you have your business, you are an entrepreneur, you are doing it, you've got all of this going, and you have your significant other.
Mhm.
How in the world do we balance that? And so Free is going to help us out, help hopefully give me some tidbits too, because let me tell you, it's not easy at all. But
No,
before
it's
we
not.
do that, I forgot Dag to welcome everybody. Hey, welcome, 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 welcome. You are welcome. Please, please, please. We are a podcast where we love to go back and forth. Make sure you put your comments
Absolutely.
in the section. And we love to hear from you. The Sweet Life Podcast, we are all about growth, self growth, self promotion. We are here to help you become a better person. Definitely, we want to know where you are watching from. And again, we have changed the days from Monday to Wednesday so that we can start watching Monday Night Football. And y'all have to forgive me because I'm wearing a hat today. I have a really bad hair day. So we are masking it with this hat. Ladies, in the comment section, please tell me, what do y'all do on y'all bad hair days? I need some options because I can't wear this hat everywhere. Okay. I need some options. But anyway, back to the topic. And before we got to do our toast. What are we going to toast to tonight?
uh, you know what? I'm toasting water because I'm still working out, still doing
Yep.
better.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Let's go.
I am toasting to proper hydration
Okay.
and mind function.
We need that in our lives right now. Especially as hot as it is here in Houston. Okay. Proper hydration and mind. Say that again.
Clarity.
Clarity. Ooh, baby, do I need that? Okay. Cheers. Mm.
All right. So my guy Damon, he said, I'm here. Y'all can start now. One question first. Are you at home or are you live from the Tesla? All right. So Oh man, so juggling business, romance, and everything in between, right?
Yes.
So what I'm gonna tell you what has worked for me. Energy.
Energy.
It's simple,
Okay.
but you've gotta have energy to do it all.
Yeah.
And that means taking care of yourself. I know that it may be counterintuitive to some people, but
Hmm.
those of us that actually go to the gym, we work out, it's part of our weekly routine. We know that working out gives us energy, right?
Mm.
So you got to work out first to have the energy to continue to go. Because not only am I an entrepreneur, I'm still an employee. So I'm an employee where I get up and I go to work. After my normal work is done, I'm an entrepreneur. So it doesn't matter how long that day is after work.
Yeah.
Two, three, we talk about being in a relationship. So that requires time. And myself, I've got kids. That requires time. So
Mm.
the key to it all is energy. I was in a relationship before, and she would always say, I don't know how you do it. You go to work, you run your business, you make time for me and for the kids. And none of us feel left out.
Left
None of
out.
us feel like we're being
Hmm.
cheated. How do you do it?
Yeah.
My simple answer was, I just do. That's all I know. If you have things that you have to do, there are some things that you won't do in order to make the important things high priority.
Mm.
Now, I will say it does require understanding from the significant other.
Ooh, okay. Now that's big. That's big.
So we see all the videos, right? The hot topic dating videos. I want a man with money, the gold digger pranks, all of those type of things. But how did they get their money? By utilizing their time. So you have to respect an entrepreneur's time, number one. Number two, understand that the entrepreneur is not choosing the business over you.
Mm.
The entrepreneur is choosing to run the business to maintain the lifestyle that you have and even make it better. So you've got to have an understanding from the significant other.
And that can be hard. Being
Mm-hmm.
on the opposite end, it
Oh,
that can
absolutely.
be hard to acknowledge that because for those of who are in corporate America, we have our set times, 8 to 5, 7 to
Mm-hmm.
4, whatever that might be, maybe a couple of hours over here and there. But as an entrepreneur, you're working 24/7 and
Yeah.
it's never stops. And so it's been difficult. And I wholeheartedly agree. That's a lot
Oh, yeah.
that you do have to do that to understand that he or she is not putting the business before you.
Mhm.
I wow, that's big. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really difficult to do, though, because what the significant other may deem very, very important. I need you to spend some time with me. I want to go out. We
Mhm.
need to go to the movies. We need to do something. There are peaks and valleys in business. So you've got a really, 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 really high time where you're in demand. You never have a low time, but you have a slower time where you're not so in demand. So I know myself and my two business partners, they have understandings with their significant others, and I did too, that from about May to about September,
Mhm.
we could be interrupted at any time because we've got
Mhm.
to understand our clients, and that means they're significant. So our clients, they're sports, right?
Yeah.
So we identify coaches and presidents of organizations. What do they have? A day job, a family, and they've got practice. After practice, they got to maybe drop players off. Then they got to go home and spend a little bit of time with their family.
Right.
So, guess what our compromise is with our significant others for those couple of months? baby, it could be a phone call 1 o'clock in the morning talking about ordering uniforms because the coach has got to go to work from 8 to 5. So that's gone. From 6 to, let's say, 8, he's at practice. So that time is gone.
Yeah.
From 8 to, let's say, 9, he may be dropping players off on his way home. That time is gone. He gets home, let's say 10. He may want to see his kids, speak to his wife, eat dinner. Okay, now it's 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time that he has to call me. So I used to have a coach. He used to work overnight. He would not call me until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Uh-oh, I'm popping back in. He would not call me until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning because he was working overnight. So
Yeah.
I couldn't be upset about that. My significant other at the time just had to understand this is, the way of the business. Plus, we have vendors. Our vendors are in another country, so it's a different time frame. So not
Yeah.
only do I have to be up for the coach here at midnight to 1, I've got to be up between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m. because it's their daytime. So my whole day could be consumed if I didn't take the time out to make sure I gave the people in my life the right amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Damon says, my wife and I both have big corporate jobs. Because of the demand we have, never been able to be entrepreneurs. But a lot in actuality, if corporate America can be rough, where you do spend a lot of time at work, and a lot of what some of these entrepreneurs are experience, some of the corporate people, just like I'm sure the COOs, the CFOs, they're
Oh yeah,
always working. He
absolutely.
also said corporate life pays well, but it is designed to keep you working. With 2 kids, we are too consumed to do the extra. Hmm.
And that is typically what leads people to be entrepreneurs. I forget who says this quote, but there's an entrepreneur. He said, I'm trying to buy back my time because as an owner, as an entrepreneur, I have a little bit more flexibility. I don't have to be at a desk from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm there from 8 to 10. Then after that, I'm working on some high profile stuff and I've got a little bit of loose time that I can fit the entrepreneurial stuff in.
Right.
So it's all about buying back time as an entrepreneur. He says it keeps you consumed, it keeps you busy. Well, what happens if you're busy? You get tired. Then you get home, you don't have the energy for your wife, you don't have the energy for the kids. All you want to do is eat and go to sleep and do it all over again. Right? So the entrepreneur is trying to buy back freedom and time. And
Yeah.
I think that's the big motivation for a lot of people.
So, with your experience, have you ever experienced where something that you've done in your business positively impacted your relationship?
Mm. Um, you know what? I say yes, because I have been in relationships with women that had never been in business,
Mhm.
but they did have the spirit of wanting to do business. Whether it was they
Ah,
had fear they didn't start it, they didn't know how they didn't start it. Um, I have seen some of my significant others say I inspired them
nice.
to go out and do their entrepreneurial venture.
Yeah.
So it can be a bonding thing. I'm laughing at the comment over there. It says the positive impact. So, and yeah, you're right. That is a positive impact. Freedom with time, um, freedom to enjoy a relationship in a different way because we're used to not being able to be around our significant others, as we said, from 8 to 5. But
Mhm.
when you can be around your significant other all day with absolutely no plans and both of you have time, you can enjoy life. So you have to have a certain mindset, one, to be an entrepreneur, two, to be with an entrepreneur, because it's easy to get caught up as an entrepreneur to call the significant other lazy. If they have dreams and visions they want to do, but they don't do them, but you're working on your goals and visions, and then they'll start to say, hey, where's my time? Where's it? Now it becomes a nag on you trying to accomplish your goals. So it is a very slippery slope, because then you don't want to feel like a failure in business. You don't want to feel like a failure in the relationship. So sometimes you got to make a hard decision. And sometimes that hard decision is not for the significant other. It's for the business. But in the long run, if they can understand it and hold on, it is for them.
Okay, well, now let's flip that.
Okay.
Have you experienced anything during within your entrepreneurship that negatively impacted your relationship?
So the easy one to say yes to would be the time, but I'll dig a little bit deeper.
Okay,
right?
come on.
Maybe something that some entrepreneurs don't want to admit, but you got to deal with the opposite sex a lot. And in dealing with the opposite sex, it's not, and I'm not saying this is every person, every customer or whatnot, but you will run into people that see you as an entrepreneur, may see you as attractive, and want more than just that business relationship, right?
Yep. And I have experienced that, and I've had to ruffle my feathers like a peacock, show them, yes, I am the wife.
I mean, it happens. Sometimes it's unintentional. I'll say for myself, because I don't have a ring on, so it's nothing for them to look over and say. But I mean, we know rings, hey, they might attract people more than we know. But
that's what I was told.
You can't keep that good thing to yourself. What you mean? No. So it can negatively impact. That's where you've got to have that trust in the relationship. That foundation has to be, it's got to be solid. It's got to be built on more than just superficial stuff. Because let's say, I'll use me again for an example. Dealing with sports, we go out there, we got to deal with the cheer moms, the team moms, the kids moms. A lot of them in sports are single moms. I mean, they see me as an entrepreneur. Oh, he's making money. Oh, maybe this could be a good catch. So you do have to deal with those things, but you got to reassure your significant other. Let them see it. Don't hide anything. I've even taken them with me so they can see how I move, how I interact, what happens if somebody does approach. So it's all about transparency.
Yeah. So how do you handle the stress of all of that? Because being entrepreneur period is stressful, and then add on top of it a relationship in which that significant other may not have been accustomed to, or is familiar with how that life works. And so trying to manage them and the business is got to be stressful.
Yeah.
How do you handle all of that?
So between all of the time of working your regular job, working your entrepreneurship, giving your significant other time, giving the kids time, you still got to find enough me time.
Yeah.
And me time has to be something that you actually enjoy. All right. It could be something simple. For instance, myself, I like to groom myself. Take my time on a Sunday, be in the bathroom, get the shave kit out, do all whatever your thing is. That's just for me. Nobody else is around. I'm chilling, walking around. I might have football on a Sunday.
Yeah.
All I need is a little bit of time for myself. So when you get that me time, it in a sense kind of re-energizes you. Then you look at, working out. You have to find something to take your mind away from what those stresses are, because the fact of the matter is the stressors are going to be there. They're not going anywhere. The only
Yeah.
difference is how you handle them
Handle
and
them.
when you handle them.
Mm.
So, I just make a choice not to deal with anything that's too crazy, because to me, it's just not worth it. But I also know when enough is enough.
Mm.
When my mind is cloudy, when I'm always frustrated, when, the smallest things irritate me. It's like, okay, you know what? That shouldn't have bothered me. Let me take some time for myself, a little woosah. Even if it's a drive, anything.
Yeah.
Here's a simple one that people don't think about. I ride in my truck in silence.
Mm. That is big. That is big. Yeah. Yeah.
You are by
Yourself.
yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And when you cut the radio on, you're listening to stuff, so you're not thinking about the things that you've got going on. As soon as you cut that key off, everything's coming rushing back. So when I'm
Yeah.
driving, everything is all I hear is the road, and that allows my thoughts to just flow. And again, these are the little moments that make me time throughout the week. People, I guarantee you, people don't get as much me time as I get.
Mm.
Driving in Houston, it may be, let's say, 45 minutes to work. That's
Yeah.
45 minutes to myself. Home, another 45
45
minutes to an
minutes.
hour by myself. Running errands in between throughout the day. No music, by myself. All right.
Mm.
You can also turn your vehicle into what they call a mobile university. I listen to audio books sometimes. That my me time. I just listened to the Young Jeezy book. I had
Oh,
to take a
okay.
road trip. Put it on. Let's ride. Me time. That was something that I enjoy. I grew up. I listened to him. I like this music. What's his story? Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm riding. I'm listening. I'm enjoying something. So you got to find the time.
The time. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Now, earlier you had mentioned that, it's important that you communicate with them that the business is not more important than you.
Mm.
How important is it to effectively communicate
Mm.
with your significant other?
Oof. That's the key in everything. Effectively communicating. We can talk all day.
Buzzword
um,
effective. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Again, I think it goes hand in hand with the showing. So something like this, you know what? Hey, I got a long day tomorrow. When I get off work, I've got to go, make 3 stops to 3 different teams on 3 different sides of town.
Mm,
Hey, you want to ride with me? Simple as that. Now we're spending time together. We're able to
okay.
talk. Once I get to the destination, I'm there no longer than 15 minutes, maybe. So drop off, get back in the car. We're there together, showing them that, hey, I'm willing to take you with me. I'm willing to involve you in this. So it's not that I'm choosing this over you. This is the thing that pays for all those nice things
Mm,
that you like. So again, to Damon's comment in the comment section, this big A house, you know, it takes sacrifice. I think there's a misconception, when they talk about money making people happy. And then you see these wealthy people, and some of them are unhappy because they're not
yeah.
spending time with anybody. Right. I've got a buddy of mine right now. He just bought this huge house. We're talking. He says, man, I got this big old house. Ain't nobody in it. So
Mm,
those things do matter. They might not matter early on, but after you get into the groove of being an entrepreneur, you've accomplished some things. You know how to make this work.
yeah.
And by yourself, you weren't able to incorporate your significant other into the business and show what is most important.
So now that goes into the question of you've effectively communicated with your significant other about the business and that the business is not before you, but we we need this if you
Mhm.
want to continue to wear those shoes and carry
Those
that
bags and
purse
take trips, yeah.
and take trips. So how do you prioritize
Mm,
those needs of the significant other while maintaining and
mm.
managing your business?
Um, there's a lot of understanding that has to happen too. So one of the first things that I do, I let them know up front, I'm an entrepreneur. Any amount of time that I quote unquote give you or spend with you, understand that I made that time. I can fill my day up every minute, whether
Yeah.
it be with, my day job or after the day job doing the entrepreneurial thing. I could fill it up every moment until I close my eyes for sleep. But the fact that I'm spending any time, I want you to understand I sacrifice something to give you that. And that's got to be worth something. So who is it? I think the last person I heard say this was Pastor Keon. He says, if you want a man with money, he don't have the time that you want. The
Mm,
man that has the time that you want, he don't have the money that you want. So you've got to sacrifice something. And
something.
then within that
Mm,
sacrificing over time comes compromise, right? If this person is truly helping you grow, just being your peace, you will find other ways to make the business work, to make your life work better.
okay. Okay.
So just man, without even being an entrepreneur, we talk about a woman being a man's piece. Think about the entrepreneur.
Mm,
So I an example, Warren Buffett. We all know who he is. You know what his wife, you know how he selects his breakfast every morning?
picks from a menu and tells the chef to fix it.
His wife. Every morning. So he owns some Burger Kings. He only eats at places that he owns. And
Smart.
every morning when he gets up, he walks out the front door. I guess there's a like a table there. And his wife puts money on that table. And he says, I count it out, and however much money it is, I know where to go. Let's say she puts $3.27 out there. He says, okay, that morning I'm going to Burger King, I'm getting a
Mm,
sausage biscuit and a coffee. That's exactly how much it costs. So his wife is making his day easier from the start. He don't even have to think about eating anything. Gets up, okay, well, that's what she says I'm eating. That's where I'm going. He don't have to think about nothing. Goes to work. I'm sure, she checks on him throughout the day, just, keeping his spirits up. When he gets home, maybe meal may be cooked, maybe not. Maybe they go out to eat, but just understanding what his stressors are or her stressors
mm,
are
yeah.
and easing those. Man, it's definitely something to be desired. We got another comment.
Yeah. I-
Got another comment down there. So Pep, he said, time is expensive. That's the most expensive thing we spend. If I'm
yeah.
choosing you, I'm making room in my budget for you.
Wow.
Mm,
That's powerful. I
mm.
like that. I like that, Aaron. Yeah. Yeah. And going back to your statement about, coming home. I mean to basically a peaceful house. And my husband has made comments several times of, sometimes you just want to come home to nothing.
I was just about to say it.
That no
Nothing.
no noise. I may have an issue with him and I'll let him go do his thing.
Mhm.
And then I'll wait And then, maybe 30 minutes later, okay, baby, we need to sit and talk about X, Y, and Z. Because he communicated that information to
Mm,
me, I know, okay, I'm going to let him decompress, do his
yep.
thing, and then I'll come to him with whatever else I may have. Or sometimes I'll just wait, depending on how bad of a day it was,
Hmm.
I'll wait until the next day.
Hmm.
And he loves food, and he's always giddy and happy when he comes home and there is, a
Hey,
meal sitting there waiting for him.
something
Um,
less that he has to think about. Made it easy.
Yeah. So I get it. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
But it
it's not.
took me a
It,
while to adjust to that, because as
mhm.
soon as he comes in the door, I'm like, okay, here's the baby. I gotta go finish this. And why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? So I had to learn, that to make him be at peace, and that which helped me in the long run, I had to learn how to give him his peace and understand that this is what he required when he
Mhm.
came in through the door.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. It's not just the meme that this is what your man is doing before he come in the house, sitting in the car. It's not just the meme. It happens because he knows what he's walking in or she's walking into. So I mean, just simple things. Peace.
mhm,
Like 30 minutes. That don't even sound like a lot, but that 30 minutes feels like 5 hours because
mhm,
now I don't have any noise. As you said, I don't have nothing. Then
mhm,
if you give me 30 minutes of nothing, I can give you the rest of the day of everything.
mhm.
I can go get the kid. I might could even cook. I might could even help you with whatever it is that
Whoa,
you're
okay.
working on.
Come
You know,
on up in the
so
kitchen, baby. Come
it
on.
just depends. You let them decompress, and I mean the same thing for women. I can only imagine being a female entrepreneur,
Mhm.
um, because I mean we know the differences between men and women, right?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
man will probably be a little bit more aggressive towards a woman in business because if she's in business, she's probably a little bit more aggressive. So we don't know what she's got to deal with. Men, hey, it might be a different ball game. Different stressors require different things to ease them.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
see, hey, my boy, he loved my quotes. My guy Shannon, man. Hey, give me 30 minutes of nothing. I can give the rest of the day of everything. Just need a little bit of time to yourself.
Yeah. And being a woman, and having children, that's very hard to do.
I
Very
give you
hard
I
to
give you
do.
another one. I give you another one. What if there's a business and it's been going well? It's been popular, right?
Mhm.
I'm giving you your time. We go out somewhere. There are some of my clients. Hey, how's it going? Interrupting your time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got to be able to accept that. So it's it's a never ending thing as an entrepreneur because I'm always trying to sell myself, the business, something to keep that business going. So
Yeah.
even if we are out on our time, I might have to say hi. I might have to shake a hand. One of my clients may be at dinner with another prospective client. I might have to say, hold on, let me go talk to them real quick. I'm not choosing the business over you. I'm choosing to get this bit of information so we can keep going out. Maybe I get my business up to the point where we can go to some exclusive places and nobody's going to bother us.
Yes, that's the hope. That's the hope. That's the hope. Um and Aaron says that's because the 30 minutes is
Ooh.
like emotional patience equity.
Mm.
Hmm.
Hey, equity. We Gotta have it. She's got
Yeah.
equity in me, which means she's got equity in the business, which means I'm going to give her equity too. What you need, just give me 30 minutes. I got you.
Yeah.
And you see, look, for the men, we want 30 minutes out of 24 hours. We just want 30 minutes. No man in here has balked at 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. It's hard. It's hard, especially, as a woman, if you have been at work, you got to go get the kids, you got to cook, and as soon as you come in, it it's almost as like if it's a relief because we can, like we wrestlers, tag team, you know what I'm saying? Tag you in the ring.
Absolutely.
And so it can be difficult for us to acknowledge that you need that 30 minutes because all we see is, oop, there go my partner. I'm worn out. I done got beat up in his ring. I'm about to tag team him so he can jump in his ring and handle the rest of it for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and as an entrepreneur, you got to realize those other duties don't stop. So
Yeah.
there was a point where my daughter would only go to sleep if I put her to sleep. So
Ooh.
I would work all day. I would go to the gym after work. I would do my thing with the sportswear business. Get home 9:30, 10 o'clock. I don't get my 30 minutes because she's waiting for me.
Yeah.
Put my stuff down, sit down. She'd sit right here with me. We watch cartoons until she fell asleep. Go put her in the bed. Now I can have my night. Now it's 10:30, 11 o'clock. So nobody got any time but her.
Yeah.
So, but again, still that having the energy to do that. Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
one of those. Also, it's a bonding thing. I don't have all day to bond with her, but the time that I do have, let me
Mhm.
spend it. Right. So, man, you picked the right topic name, juggling, because you definitely got to juggle all of those different things.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you have any like rituals or hacks
Mm.
that kind of help you juggle this business and this romance?
um, any hacks?
Or ritual things that you do to help you
Dang, I don't
maybe
really
just
want to give this
stay.
out. I don't really want to get this out, but
Uh-oh.
I'm
Okay. Okay. We
gonna
get
give
some
it. I'm
free
gonna give
game
it a
here,
little nugget.
y'all. Let's go.
Free game. So, do you like flowers?
I do.
How much would have to be spent on flowers for them to be special to you or nice to you?
I don't think I have a dollar amount. I
Aha. So, the value of flowers
Yeah.
goes beyond the price you paid for them, right? So, my closest friends know this. You want to keep your woman happy for $15 a week. Go to the store on your way home, pick up a bouquet of flowers. She's gonna be happy. Says, I'm thinking about you. I'm not putting the business over you. You still on my mind. Boom.
Uh,
She'll be happy. It could be a $15 bouquet from Target. Bring it home. Hey, I thought about you today. Here you go. Okay. I really am on his mind. Now guess what that did? That gave
and
you a little
that
bit more
that
energy.
goes a long way is knowing, oh, in the middle of his day or at the end of the day, he thought about me.
Yeah. So that keeps things going. Those are the little things where the woman feels like, oh, how do you have time for all of this? Because you didn't forget me. You brought me some flowers.
Yeah.
It took me 10 minutes to do that. But it seemed like it was something that took me an hour to do. So the impact of the little things you do have to be significant enough.
Yeah.
Simple things.
Simple things.
Yeah, even in business. I heard a saying recently where it says God puts the things that bother you the most in the smallest things. What are some of the arguments we get into with our significant other? Something real little.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be doubly aware when you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
what you got down there, young Pip? Says, as men, it would be dope to see women step away and take their 32. Okay, hey, there's that equity. But like on their own, don't spend your 30 up under me. Go get some quiet time out my face. Hey, you know what?
Oh,
Because that's not you time.
yeah.
That's us time. It really
As
should
a
be you.
woman, that's hard to do. That
Why?
be because we are so accustomed to because we were built to nurture. And as nurturers, we are surrounded by people we nurture. And so it's
Mm,
comforting to be with someone as even though we are supposed to be by ourselves. And that's why it's so hard for women to self-care. Like the
mm,
whole taking a bubble bath and blowing some candles, like that's so commercial. And it's not quite reality because you can be in the tub and then here come the children
hmm.
and they're asking for some Cheetos.
Right.
You know what I mean? So because we are nurturers and because everyone depends on us, it's difficult
Mhm.
to learn how to be by
By
ourselves.
yourself. Yeah. I
And
can
as
understand.
nurturers, we just want to hug and love and just snuggle
Mm,
all up on you, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah. That's true.
It is something that we've got to learn to do because that, hey, your me
Is
time to
that
spend with
person?
the good Lord. You know what I mean? Because I don't get a chance to do it every day like I need to, but I'm pretty good at it. At
Mm,
my breakfast time, it's me and Jesus. We
that's
having a
it.
good old time, and it was hard for me to do that. Sit at the table
Mm,
by myself,
yeah.
eating my breakfast, nobody next to me. It's hard for
Yeah.
women. It's
Yeah.
hard.
And I don't think you guys even realize it a lot because you're so used to dealing with it,
Mhm.
so used to, you know, settling chaos that when it is a peaceful time, you probably feel out of place. Like, okay, something's got to be wrong. I'm supposed to be doing something. Just
Yeah.
take your time. It is difficult to do. I get it because it actually was hard for me to do. I was just a person that was just used to going, whether it was work, whether it was business, whether it was hanging out, whether it was going to the gym, used to going. And I felt myself burnt out.
Mm,
And I was just like, you
yeah.
know what? Just gotta stop, be still, and just recharge. Sometimes it's just sleep. Sometimes there
Wow. Okay.
it simply just sleep. If you can find a weekend or a Saturday, a Sunday to just sleep
Right.
and recharge, hey, even that's hard to do.
Yeah. Very much. Very much. We're coming close to the end of the show. Is there anything, if you could give us two things that
Mm.
you're like, oh, this is a must in order for you to juggle a business and a relationship?
One, know why you're doing the business, and it
Uh,
cannot only be about the money.
Purpose. Yeah.
You've got to know what the purpose is. And with that, the second piece is if you know what your purpose is, you understand it, you can relay that to your significant other for them to understand how important this is to you. And in a perfect world, you would want them to be a part of it.
Mm,
They're a part of it by default because it's you, they're with you.
yeah.
But if we could really get involved together, I think there are a lot of businesses that would take off. I mean, I look at a lot of these YouTubes and their families, their, husbands and wives, their, people that typically do things together, but they just found a way to make what they do
The
together a
business.
business. I
Now, I
mean, I used
love my husband. I don't know if I could be with him with a business and managing these kids. Ooh, that's a lot. Praise
to.
for them because I could not do it. I could
Okay.
not do it.
I mean, but so then you start to find ways to make it work for you.
Mhm.
So one of the earliest entrepreneurial pieces of advice I got was from this guy. He was a neurosurgeon. His wife she was some kind of doctor. Had two kids.
Yeah.
He says, I hired my kids, and they were like 5 and 6, to clean up their offices, is what they said they did.
Right, right.
Because earned income allowed them to open up an IRA for their kids.
Mhm.
So incorporating your kids into it. Guess what you can do with an IRA? When you turn 18 and you go to college, you can draw from that penalty free to pay for a school, books, cars, equipment that they need, housing, right? So instead of giving them that allowance, now they can put money in this IRA. It can gain interest. And when they get, 18, hey, here's a boatload of money. So incorporating the family into the business is more than just incorporating them doing things. It's incorporating them financially, because now you're teaching another lesson.
Right.
My entrepreneurial spirit came from my dad was an entrepreneur. Well, he still is. So I was like, man, he's got time. He's doing what he wants to do. He takes time off, takes vacations. Don't sweat it. I think that's the life that I want to have. So again, buying back my time, incorporating the family. Ultimately, we buy back our time and we can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Aaron, speaking again, that's a whole bar. Make sure your significant other understands your purpose. Your person must understand your purpose. Agree. Have you been in a situation where they didn't
Mm,
quite align with your purpose?
yes.
Because that could be detrimental if to
Yeah.
me if they didn't align with your purpose.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm still doing my purpose and no longer with that person.
Oh,
So when there is no understanding of the purpose, then I mean, something's got to give.
yeah.
So just imagine you found your purpose and you find a person that doesn't like your purpose. Are you going to stop your purpose?
Hmm.
There are many more other people out there, but God gave me this purpose.
Well,
So, I mean,
yeah.
if they don't understand your purpose, it causes all kind of other friction, because now you don't even believe in me as a purpose, as a person, and what I've got going on. So
Mm,
how can I build? How can I move forward? Because now I'm going to be thinking about how to please you, how to make this situation better, how to get you to understand something that you're not going to understand. So yeah, it can be a detriment as well.
yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that. That's my biggest takeaway from tonight is knowing your purpose and communicating that purpose to your significant other.
Effectively.
That's big. Effectively. Bam. Effectively. Because when you understand that, being on the other side, you you tend to relax
Yep.
on, oh, he's not spending all this time with me, or we've gotta, go on a date because he's been at work way too much. Um, it it helps bring a better understanding, you know. So yeah, I like that. Cool. Cool,
I
cool.
like it. Hey, purpose and understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we could talk about this all day long. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for the evening. We definitely appreciate everyone,
Absolutely.
and the comments, we love them. Interaction, we are here for it. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules
Hey,
and joining Free and I on this wonderful evening. We pray that you have a very blessed week.
absolutely.
And for me, go Colts.
Ha! All right, go Texans. Happy hump day.
All right, y'all. Have a great evening. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
Till next time.
Till next time.